Hi students, today we are going to discuss about ray optics and optical instruments objective part 1. Okay, see here first question. With a concave mirror, an object is placed at a distance x1 from the principal focus on the principal axis. The image is formed at a distance x2 from the principal focus. The focal length of the mirror is. Okay, here let us consider a concave mirror. This is a concave mirror. That P be the pole of the mirror and F is the focus. Here the object is placed at a distance of x1. The object is placed at a distance of x1 from the focus. And we know that this is the focal length. The distance between pole to focus is called focal length. And now the image is formed at a distance of f2. This is the image I, this is the object O. Image is formed at a distance of x2 from the principal focus on the principal axis. And you know that this is also focal length f. Now from the figure we are going to write u is equal to f plus x1 and v is equal to f plus x2. And we know that the mirror equation is 1 by f equal to 1 by v plus 1 by u. Therefore 1 by f equal to, what is 1 by v? Here v is f plus x2 plus u is f plus x1. Take the LCM, that is f plus x2 into f plus x1 into numerator is f plus x1 plus f plus x2. F plus f here 2f. It can give 1 by f equal to 2f plus x1 plus x2 by multiply the denominator f square plus fx1 plus fx2 plus x1 x2. fx2 plus x1 x2. Now cross multiply 2f square plus fx1 plus fx2 is equal to f square plus fx1 plus fx2 plus x1 x2. Okay, fx1 fx can get cancelled, fx2 fx2 get cancelled. Bring f square left hand side, it will get f square is equal to x1 x2. Therefore f equal to root x1 x2. Okay, then the focal length is f equal to root x1 x2. Now the option is fourth option, root x1 x2. Now second problem. Problem is like this. Two plane mirrors A and B are aligned parallel to each other as shown in the figure. A light ray is incident at an angle 30 degrees at a point just inside one end of A. Okay, the plane of incidence coincides with the plane of figure. The maximum number of times the ray undergoes reflection, including the first one, before it emerges out. Okay, when you are going to look at the figure, the two plane mirrors are arranged like this. This is plane mirror A, this is plane mirror B. And at one end of the edge, a light ray is going to incident which makes an angle 30 degrees. The length of the each mirror is 2 root 3 meters here. And the distance between the two plane mirrors is 0.2 meters is given. Okay, then find the number of reflections before coming to the out of the light ray. Okay, when it is instant, it will be reflect like this. Again, it will be instant. Again, it will be reflect like that. And if the angle is 30 here, means this angle is also here 30. Let us consider this is the distance small d. Now, from figure, we are going to write L by tan theta here. Means tan 30. Tan 30 is equal to d by adjacent side is 0.2. Opposite by adjacent side. From that d equal to 0.2 into tan 30. Therefore d equal to 0.2 into tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Okay. Now when you are going to find out the ratio of L by d, which can give the number of reflections. Therefore L by d. L is here 2 root 3. Therefore 2 root 3 by what is the d value? 0.2 by root 3. When it is taken into numerator, it becomes 3. Root 3 into 3 is 3 by 0.2. 6 by 0.2. We are getting 30 here. Therefore the number of reflections before coming out of the mirror is including the first one is L by D is equal to how much here? 30. Okay. And now third problem. Okay, the problem is like this. Third one. Light takes time t1 to travel a distance x1 in vacuum, and the same light takes time t2 to travel a distance x2 in a medium. The critical angle for the medium. Okay. Here we know that v is equal to x by t. From that v1 equal to, we are going to write x1 by t1. Therefore the light ray travel in vacuum. Speed v2 is the velocity or speed travel in a given medium, that is v2 equal to x2 by t2. It is in a given medium, and we know that refractive index is given by, we know that mu21 is equal to mu2 by mu1, that is equal to v1 by v2. Okay, mu equal to c by v, from that it is reciprocal. Therefore v1 is how much here? x1 by t1 here. By v2 it is going to numerator, x2 by t2 it will becomes t2 by x2, and we are going to, therefore this is we are getting mu2 by mu1 is equal to x1 t2 by t1 x2. Then they are asking the critical angle. We know that the critical angle is mu equal sin c equal to 1 by mu. Therefore sin c equal to, what is the mu value you are getting? x1 t2 by 1 by x1 t2 by x2 t1. It is going to numerator c equal to, I am writing finally sin inverse of x2 t1 by x1 t2. x2 t1 by x2 t1 by x1 t2. Therefore the option is here x2 t1 by x1 t2, that is fourth option. Okay, next. Next one, fourth problem. The problem is like this. A triangular prism of glass is shown in the figure. A ray incident normally to one face is totally reflected. If theta equal to 45, the refractive index of glass is. Okay, here they are taking the triangular prism. A light ray is going to incident like this, one face, and it will be totally reflected. It makes an angle here, it is 45. Okay, and this angle is also here theta equal to 45. Here for total internal reflection, for TIR theta is greater than the critical angle. Theta is greater than critical angle. Apply the sin function on both sides. Sin theta is greater than sin c. Okay, and now we know that sin c we can write as 1 by mu. Okay, interchange these two. Mu is greater than 1 by sin theta, and theta is given theta equal to 45 sin 45. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2, and is taken to numerator root 2. Therefore mu is greater than root 2. It can be written as 1.41. Okay, the refractive index is 1.41. Therefore the option is third option, greater than 1.41. And the next one is fifth sum. The sum is like this. A transparent solid cylindrical rod has a refractive index of 2 by root 3. It is surrounded by air. A light ray is incident at the midpoint of one end of the rod as shown in the figure. The incident angle theta for which the light ray grazes along the wall of the rod is. Okay, the diagram is like this. Here the mu value is given 2 by root 3. Mu is given 2 by root 3, mu value. And this is a cylindrical rod. Okay, the light ray is going to incident like this, which makes an angle of incidence theta, and again it is enter into the second surface. This, let us consider second, this is the first surface, and it is gauges. Now this angle is here, it is perpendicular 90 degrees. This is angle of incidence and this can give the angle of refraction, that is smaller. This angle becomes 90 minus r. This angle becomes 90 minus r. Okay, this is surface 1, this is surface 2. Now at interface 1, we are going to write Snell's law, mu equal to sin I by sin r. This is nothing but instant angle, I equal theta. This one we are going to find out. Sin theta by sin r. Sin theta by sin r. From that, sin theta is equal to mu into sin r. Let us consider first equation. Now at interface 2, this angle 90 minus r, which is equal to the critical angle. Now apply the sin function. Sin 90 minus r equal to sin c. Sin 90 minus r is cos r. Cos r equal to sin c. Sin c we are going to write 1 by mu. Mu value is given 2 by root 3. Therefore cos r equal to 2 by root 3 becomes root 3 by 2. Therefore r value is how much here? We are getting 30 degrees. R value we are getting 30 degrees. Now substitute this r value in the first equation. Substitute this r value in the first equation. Therefore from equation 1, sin theta is equal to mu is how much here? 2 by root 3. R value is how much? 30. Sin 30. That is equal to 2 by root 3 into sin 30 is 1 by 2. 2 get cancelled. We are getting 1 by root 3. Therefore theta is equal to sin inverse of 1 by root 3. Therefore the angle of incidence is theta equals sin inverse of 1 by root 3. Okay. The option is third option. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. If you need doubt, let me know in the comment section. Please share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.